Hello my friends, in this tutorial series we are going to build a complete blog application by using Angular framework. For designing our pages we are going to use Angular material library. In today's video we are going to structure our project folder and build a beautiful navigation menu for our admin panel. It will be 100% responsive where we can navigate our different pages by clicking the menu buttons. Hope you will enjoy the video. If you are ready, let's get started. Let's start with creating our project folder and let's say my blog. Then we are going to open our project folder in VS Code. Alright, now before starting I am going to show you my Angular and Node.js versions. For that we need to type ng version inside our terminal. Here you can see my Angular and Node.js versions. Okay, now let's create our application. For that we need to type ng new and we can say blog. We are going to use Sass as styleset. Okay, our application has been installed and now let's run our application. For that we need to go to our application folder. Then we need to type ng serve and open. Alright, our web application is ready now. This is the main page of our application. This main page of our application is displaying from this app.component.html file. So let's remove this all lines and we can say this is my blog. Alright, now we can see our main page has been changed. As I said earlier, we are going to use Angular material library for designing our pages. For that we need to go to Angular material website. And click on get started. And we need to copy this command line from here and paste it in our terminal. Then run it. Make it yes. And you can choose any of these 4 themes. Alright, we have successfully installed material library into our project. Let's run our app once. Now we are going to see how to use Angular material components inside our application. For that, click on this app.module.typescript file. Then we need to go to Angular material website. Then we can see components here. Let's click it, and now we can see all the math components here. Let's say we are going to use buttons inside our application. Click on button, then go to API and copy this line and paste it here. Now we need to include it inside imports as well, and save the file. We can read all the documentations here, and let's try an example. So we are going to use the raised button in primary color. Copy this button and paste it inside our app.component.html file. Save the file. Alright, we can see our material library has been working fine. Now we are going to import some components for our application. We need a side nav component. I would recommend you to read all the documentations before importing a component. We will need math icon component for icons. The importing method is same for all components. We just need to copy the API and paste it here. And we will need a toolbar for our application. Alright, we have imported all the components we need in our navigation bar. Now we are going to keep these components inside an object to make our code more cleaner. Let's say UX modules. Then we are going to write all the math component names inside it. And inside import, now we need to write UX module and save the file. We will see how to use the other material components as well, but before that, let's take a look at our project structure. Here inside this src folder, we will have two different folders. One is admin, where we will build our blog admin panel, and the other one will be for public viewers. Then inside this admin folder, we are going to create a default component, and we will make this default component our home page of admin panel. so that if we log into our admin panel, we will navigate to this default component. We will design the basic structure of our admin panel inside this default component. Then we will have a shared folder where we will design our navigation menu. Alright, let's make it practically. So to create our components, instead of writing command lines, I am going to use an extension which will create our components without writing any command line. And also we won't need to close our application for creating a new component. So I think this is an efficient way of creating our components. Alright, to install that extension, we need to go to extension marketplace, and if we search for NX console, this is the extension we are going to install, and we will see how it works. Just install this extension. After installing NX console, we will see this NX console icon at the bottom of our right toolbar. Click on it. Then we need to select our current workspace. After that, we need to click this generate, and now we need to type component here. We are going to create a default component inside admin folder. Then we need to select a style sheet, and we can skip this test file. Then click on run. Okay, now we can see our component has been installed inside the admin folder without writing any command line. Now we need to make this default component as our main page of our admin panel. For that, we need to set routes. Let's click on this app.routing TypeScript file. Here we are going to set our routes. We need to set a path first. Path is basically the links. Like this is our main page. Then we will have a dashboard or a post for our different pages. So here we are going to keep it null because we want our default page to be our main page, and component will be default component. Now here inside this app.component.html file, we need to write a router outlet tag. And save this file. Alright, now the default component we can see has become our home page. So let's open default HTML file, and we can say this is our default page. Okay, now let's add items in our default page. We need a side nav container here. Let's give it a class. Inside it, we need a math side nav for our navigation bar. Let's say sidebar area. Then we will have content. Alright, here we can see only our side nav content. It's because we have to set a property called mode. We can change side nav behavior by using this property. If you go to side nav documentation, here we can see 3 different modes are available. Alright, so here we need to set mode. Let's say side and open. Okay, now we can see our sidebar area as well as contents also. So we will need a toolbar for our application. Let's remove this and make a division for our content. Inside it, let's create another division for our toolbar and here we can use math toolbar. Inside toolbar, let's add a button to toggle our sidebar, so that if we click this button, our sidebar goes to side. But before that, let's create another division for our main content. Let's say main content. Alright, so let's give a function to our button, so that if we click our button, our side nav goes to side. For that, we need to set an ID here. We can say sidebar. And now inside our button, we need to create a click function, and we need to write our side nav ID and toggle and save the file. Alright, now if we click our button, we can see that our button is working perfectly. but instead of this button we are going to use a math icon as our toggle button. Now if we go to this side, here we can see many math icons which we can use in our project. Okay, we need this button for sliding our navigation bar, so copy this tag and paste it here. So now we can see our math icon here. Let's give it the click function. Perfect. Okay, now let's style our page. For that we need to go to default style sheet file and let's say math side nav, and color will be black. Let's pick a different color. Let's say 0F172A. Alright, now width will be 230 pixel and height is 100%. Let's style our content area now. Height will be 100 px. Let's give a background color for now. Main content margin left will be 30 pixel. Let's add some more icons inside our toolbar. Make a division inside our toolbar. Then we can say a search icon, a bookmark icon, and a mail icon. Okay, now let's style our toolbar. Margin left will be 15 pixel. Let's give it a light color. And now we need these three icons in the top right side. For that, justify content will be space between. Let's give it a top margin. Alright, our navbar structure is ready now. Let's try another mode for our sidebar, which we are going to use for small screen devices. We are going to use this over mode for small screens. Let's see how it looks. Alright, it will go over our content area. Let's keep it side for now. And now we are going to add sidebar items. For that, let's create a sidebar component in shared folder inside admin folder. The process to generate a component is same. Alright, we have this sidebar component now. Now let's replace this sidebar area with our sidebar component. If we go to sidebar component TypeScript file, here we can see the selector for our component. Now instead of this text, we need to use our sidebar selector here. Let's save it. Okay, now we can see our sidebar component is here. Now we are going to put items inside our sidebar. we will have a bell icon here and image here, and our menu buttons will be here. Wrap all items inside the division. Then inside top we will have a bell icon. We cannot see the icon, so let's change its color. We need to go to sidebar style sheet. Then set a matte icon color. Alright, now our bell icon is visible. Let's make a division for user. Let's get an image from Google. We need to open the image and copy the link. And paste it here. Alright, now we can see our image here. Then let's make username and email. We can use a different font for our page. For that, let's import a font from Google Fonts. Select the sizes. Then copy this line and paste it at the top. Let's say font family is Inter. Okay, after using custom font, our icon turns into words. Let's fix this. For that, we need to copy this line and paste it below. Then after family, we need to write material plus icons, and we need to use material icons as font for our matte icon. Alright, we can see the icon now. Now let's add some more style. Box sizing will be border box. Text decoration is none. Let's design our user division as well. Text align will be center. Font weight is 800. Margin bottom will be 50 pixel. Let's style our image. Margin top will be 16 pixel. Width will be 120 pixel and height will be also 120 pixel. Now let's change the color of our name and email. Color will be white. Let's reduce the gap between words. Color will be 697 D95. Alright, now let's create our navigation menu. We need a dashboard text here. Now let's create menu buttons. Copy buttons a few more times. And if we hold Alt key and left click inside all the buttons, we can write multiple lines at the same time. We need matte icons for all the buttons. Let's use dashboard icon for our home button. Message icon for our post. And we will have a button for comments. Button for page. And last one is for settings. Alright, now let's style this menu division. Let's give it a color. Text transform will be uppercase. Font weight is 900. Margin left is 40 pixel. Margin bottom is 20 pixel. Alright, now let's style our buttons. Display will be block. Width will be 100%. Position relative. And display flex. Padding left is 40 pixel. And the margin bottom is 10 pixel. Let's change the text color. Okay, now let's add a hovering effect for our sidebar menu. Now we can give a focus property so that if we click the button, it will show a color. Let's copy the same color. Alright, if we click a button now, our button get focused and hovering effect is also working. Okay, we can give a margin here so that our button does not touch the border area. Alright, we have finished with our sidebar component. Now let's remove the component background color. It looks beautiful now. Let's move this icon from here to the right side and make it a bit large. For that, we need to style our top division. Let's say margin top is 15 pixel. Padding will be 8 pixel. Margin left is 160 pixel. Font size is 30 pixel. So we can see our icon size is still the same after giving font size property. To fix it, we need to set an inline expression here. Now if we change our size, it's become larger, but let's keep it as 30 pixel. So let's create two more components so that we can use our buttons to navigate to different pages. Let's create one more component for our post. Now we want to navigate our pages by clicking these buttons. For that, we need to go to app routing module. Then add children paths. Because we are going to navigate our pages from this default page. One path is for our dashboard. And one is for our post. Then inside default HTML page, we need to change this main content to router outlet. Save this file. Alright, now our children paths are available and it's also showing inside our content. So let's make it accessible by clicking our button. For that, here we need to set a router link expression and write our children path name. So now we can navigate to our dashboard page by clicking home button. Let's do it for post as well. Perfect. Alright, so last thing we are going to do is to make our page responsive. Like we can change our sidebar mode to over for all small screen devices. For that we need to go to default component TypeScript file. Then import breakpoint observer from Angular CDK layout. Then instead of on it, we are going to use after view init. Then let's call view child property decorator and type math side nav. It's going to select our math side nav component. Then define side nav as math side nav. Set a constructor for breakpoint observer. If our device is smaller than 800 pixel, side nav mode will be over. else side name mode will be side. So if we use a small screen, our navbar goes over the contents, and for large screen it's same as before. Alright, so I am finishing this video for now. If you get any trouble, let me know in the comment box. In the next video, we are going to see how to work with different components, and we are going to build a fully functional admin dashboard for our blog application. Hope you will like the video. Thanks for watching.